It's DaBLackKing. Welcome back to DaBLackKing Plays Final Fantasy 7. And we're running out of episodes of this game. Because, unfortunately, I'm trying to beat Serenia, and I don't want to beat Serenia. I hate trying to beat people, because they always try to beat me, and then they end up beating me because they have more episodes to post out. And so I'm going to go ahead and post this tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and post the last episode today and get, at least trying to get 3 videos out tonight, or rather today. Um, Uploaded, not posted, mind you. And then, well, and then the 3 tomorrow, because I'm gonna have to go back to making it 2 a day until this is done. But anyway, this is going to be where we find some more treasure. And what we're gonna do in this episode is we're gonna go ahead and let's talk about what happened last time. Last time we fell down the floor and we went to another place we probably shouldn't have. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and, well, you want to make sure you've at least saved regularly. At least find a way to do so because, yeah, that's, stupid. Won't be able to move there anyway. So what you want to do, because like right here, with this guy right here, you want to go talk to him and save. Make sure you save before you go any further. Otherwise, if you're like me and you have the capability to do it, because you're gonna need it. You don't want to put save states on this because this is gonna be crazy. Because we want to go ahead and, but if you're, like I said, if you're doing this normally, you want to make sure you save and then you reset your game until you got it correctly. So what you want to do right now is you want to go like this. Okay. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to each and every stinking door until we find all the treasures that we can at this point, because we're not gonna be able to come back in here, and this is the best time to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and proceed now. Okay, that was incorrect. So at least we know that where that leads to. I think we've already been there before, actually, to be honest. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move. There we go. Now we just want to speed up the thing. The whole idea is to have one platform to you, which is and to whatever door you want to go to. Now you see that big hand? That door right there is the ultimate door we're going to be going to. We can check it out now, but we're not going to need to right now. And whatever you do, try not to move with the one that's moving on its own. That one on its own, we cannot mess with. We shouldn't, because that one there, you will find that you should not be messing with. So right now, what we want to do is we want to have, it doesn't matter if you want to cross it with the small one or the big one, as long as one is going to you, because otherwise you won't make it across. And one that goes to the whichever door you want to go to. We're going to go ahead and try to go to the one up at the top. Even though it won't make much difference right now. But either way, it will. We'll be coming back up here, but we'll be missing out on quite a bit. And by then, we won't be able to do anything. So, anyway, we're going to proceed now. And, yeah. Now, just in case, this setup does set up change reactions. I've had to do that, but not every time. No, we don't want to do that. We've already been down there. Okay, so what we want to do is we wait till that thing pass us by, because otherwise we're going to fall down. We've already been down there. We've already done all that. Wait for it. Nothing. I guess there's no way we can open it. We'll come back later. Yeah, because that's exactly where we're going to be ultimately going to. So at least you know that's where we're going to be going to. And this is the only time you'll ever see that enemy once it comes up. So it's one of those kind of enemies this game unfortunately has. It's like a past enemy, but for Final Fantasy 7, and I'm going to show it to you when the time comes. But let's go ahead and go and... okay, we're going to go ahead and... yeah, because see, what you want to do... If you don't have save states like me, you want to go ahead and regularly do that. You want to go ahead and go back up there and go to that guy and save. That's exactly what I would do in normal circumstances. I've never actually thought about doing this before because I didn't really... I did get treasure chests before, but I didn't know anything about the bottom and how to really navigate this thing. I've been to figure it out over the years and everything. So, yeah. But, I mean, like, years ago when I first played this, I was like... and this is before I even knew what save states were or anything like that. So, anyway, since we've already saved and gone to there, what we want to do is we want to move it myself. Yeah, that'll be fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and save state again, and we're going to wait for that little one to go across because it'll be worth it. We don't want to fall down right now because we've already been down there. There's not much point in doing it again. I'll show it again one more time before we're done. But other than that, I have no reason to do so. Okay, so at least we know that this goes here. Okay, again, that's another one of those rooms that they could have developed. But either way, you want to go ahead and go back up again and save because, you know, that way. And you make sure that you bookmarked it. Make sure that you know which room you've already been to. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go anyway. I'm going to go this way. I already know which rooms are what now. I may not remember every room until we go to them, but I do know that they're... It's just a good idea to go ahead and go through this. It's like a tutorial for the time clock, which you'll not really need because, technically speaking, because of the fact that this is the only time we'll be able to do this. So let's go ahead and move button. Move it again. Yeah, we're just going to move it till we go forward. So what we want to do is, we already know that 2 in IX, if you can't tell that by there, it looks like a better kind of X. Or I'm pointing to right now with the big arrow. Yeah, we already know that we don't want to go there. Because, yeah, and number 2. So keep those 2 in mind. And we'll probably find some more that don't have that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to save state again and make sure that 2 is not it. Because we're going to proceed. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Wait for it. Yeah, we went to number 1. That's good. Because that means number 2 is correct. And yes, you want to go up here. You don't have to. This is all completely optional. And of course, that was some monster in our box. Another reference to monsters in a box. But either way. Ooh, what's this? Jiminzi. Really? Ah, weak against poison. Alright. See, they can't do nothing because he's got immune to frog. Which, I think there's a ribbon in this game. I don't think I've ever gotten it before, to be honest. But either way, we're going to want ribbon for all our characters. For plenty of reasons. Right now, it won't make a difference because we didn't get nothing from that? Okay. That was weird. Well, either way. Gave us a little bit of XP, so that was kind of worth it. Again, you want to go ahead and wait till the arrow goes by and proceed now because, you know, you want to make sure that you remember each floor has what in it. I mean, you know, just write it down if you have to. But, you know. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to say forget it for now. And I'll be right back. Yeah, because there's no save point. There will be one. But right now there's actually, you know, where you can actually use a tent. I went ahead and unlocked one because of that. You can easily heal up, but it's not really all that worth it all the time because then you have to constantly put back on 30 and, you know, all that. And you really, oh, Jesus, come on, really? Okay. Maybe I should have gone ahead and done the thing anyway. Let's just, you know, rest up. But either way, down we go. Because in this episode, we intend to do this. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do it again. Remember to save each and every time if you're doing this normally. Okay? So that you've explored each room and make sure that you mark them down some kind of way or another. Doesn't matter if you have to write it down or what. Remember each room, you have to have done it because if you don't, you'll miss out. You don't actually have to do this. You can just go ahead and continue on to the water fountain like normal. As a matter of fact, yeah, you can't. I don't think. Remember, I know you can't mess with this any other way. So let's go ahead and do this anyway. Yeah, let's go ahead and spin it and then stop because what you want to do is you want to be able to make it go forward. I mean, doesn't. Okay, that's just kind of stupid. I don't know why it's not letting us do that, but let's keep going. Oh, I know why. Because I didn't push down and move it by myself. That's why. Okay. You want to push the triangle button and then push the circle. My bad. So, excuse me. I'm not paying attention here. But, you know, either way, at least you're learning something how to, what not to do and what to do. So, okay, we've already done one. We've already done the one before that. So what we want to do is ultimately we're gonna check out this room here. The room we're in, we already know what that goes to. It goes to a safe point, not exactly a safe. Okay, there's a difference between a safe. Okay, between an actual point you can actually use as tent, and one you can actually just rest up and stuff. It don't really make a difference. It's just there's also you can go back, go to a shop, but you know. So what we want to do is we want to keep going forward, and it don't really matter which order you do this in. Just know that you put down, because I'm gonna tell you something else though, because this clock is kind of wonky. So you just want to go with whatever you can get with, but make sure again that two things that you have one going to you and one going to whatever door you're wanting to go to. As long as there's one unless you just want to go back there again just for fun's sake, which is fine with me. But that's not what we're gonna do here. We already know that IX and 2 is not an option. So yeah, and also the last thing is you want to make sure you don't have the middle one that's moving on its own on either one of the keys when you're going across, because you just fall down. There is a reason to it to fall down, but there's only one time you should ever do that, and that's for the treasures down there that I never knew about all the times I actually played until I found out years later on my own. And I actually had to find out myself that I had to be pretty much strong enough to take it on, because right then and there, yeah, we were able to do it successfully. But any other time, you would have saw me when I'd be like, whoops. Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and go to 3 then for now, since that's our next destination. I'm just gonna go roll with it. I'm not gonna try and go. I mean, it would take forever just to get to the side where we're at. We'll eventually wind up to it. Don't worry. So our next destination is 3, and we want to save here again. Save state. Make sure that if you're doing this normally, go save now. Go back up into this door here. You know how the whole jingle is. And then you might have to go again and push down proceed now, but it's worth it because that way you don't take a chance of falling off. And of course, another battle, which is worth it. It's okay. We'll probably get something out of this new enemy. Or maybe we've already seen this enemy. Oh, great. And that's exactly why I save state as well, because I gotta wait for this thing to run over. It'd be better if I waited until after it passed by, but faster the better, because, as long as you don't still make the chance, but still, just in case you do, you have waited to do it. Even though it's kind of weird at your PlayStation, but let's just do this, shall we? One of the things we don't have to worry about these guys is they won't turn us into frog small. Nothing to steal. Okay. 8IA. Doesn't really matter. Let's get rid of these guys. Could have manipulated. That's okay. I'm not worried about losing MP at this point because I have a way to recover it. So, which is another thing. I advise for all bosses to make sure that you do not use any MP. And if you can avoid it, don't do any battles. Just run like crazy. If you have to, just like, make sure you're healed up and everything, because you don't want to use up any MP, because you need all that. You need it all for each battle. Even if it's bosses. So that's why you want to save as much as you can on that, of healing items, especially ethers and stuff. So, alright. So we got an item there, I believe. I'm not sure, but I could have sworn. So either way, yeah, we're going to go ahead and proceed now. And we're going to minimize it for no part of reason. Don't do that. Okay, I'm going to wait for this thing to go past, because I just don't want to take the chance right now. Come on. See, because if you're doing this again, okay, make sure you mark, and then you know which door you've been already into, and then you want to come up here again and talk to that guy constantly every time you've gone to a room, and save it, because Okay, so what we're gonna do is, don't worry about healing up if you can't do it right now at the moment, but we will before we move on. So let's see. We're gonna go ahead and move it myself, and we're gonna go with what the hell? That was stupid. I think this phone's or this device is malfunctioning. Hang on a minute. Move it myself. Okay, so that's fine there, because we're going to be checking out that door in a minute. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and healed up there on my own, because I didn't really want to put down Fury again. That's the reason why I have it unlocked. But don't worry, we'll come to the point where we can actually use a tint. By then we won't go, okay, there's a difference between a save, an actual, okay, like if you see a question mark, yeah, it won't heal you up to the point that you'll lose that. And then there's places you can go to like an inn or someone who talked to you to do that. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and stay here. Okay, and then I'm going to wait for this. Again, because you got to constantly rinse and repeat and do this for each door. Okay. I doubt we've been here, but either way, let's do it. Receive Princess Guard. I think that's for Ares. It certainly is. Raises power when you need to protect others than nearby. Don't bother equipping it onto her, because I will tell you why when the time comes, which is coming up in another video or two. So what we want to do now, again, is we're going to basically yeah. So we're gonna go ahead, and I'll be right back. No, I won't actually, because I didn't have to heal up. I forgot. Never mind. All right. So again, make sure you save and make sure you bookmark, rinse and repeat. Again. So what we're gonna do here is move it again. So press the triangle button to move it by yourself. Alright, so you want to speed it up. And we're going to go ahead and proceed again. So we already know that one down there, I believe that's number 4. Those, door number 4. We're going to count that one as 4, because you got 2, then you got 3. We've already done 1, which is the treasure, and 2 did not have anything in it. because it was blocked off. So, you know. And to rinse and repeat, I'm going to go ahead and save my way since I actually have save states. If I was doing this regularly, yeah, I'd be running up there talking to the old sage up there constantly. And even though I would have to push again, proceed, it would be worth it. Okay. And again, you want to make damn sure that you may want to make sure doggone sure that arrow is not on either one of the keys when you're going by. We'll do it again one more time before we get done here. And here's another reason why you want to use that time clock, because now you can get to this. If you remember that chest we couldn't get before? There it is. And here's that ribbon. I didn't remember it being in that chest, but either way, let's see. If I can push the right button would help. So, you know, either way, it's mostly me just malfunctioning here. You might want to say, in a sense, but not really. Oh, okay, I guess you can't wield. Yes, you can. Protects against all abnormal stats, which means we won't be able to be a frog small, berserked, or anything else. We won't even. They can't put fury on us, which no enemy that I have ever known ever puts fury on you, but they do. There's a lot of enemies that don't do anything of that. But what it is for your limit break, sadness lowers, makes it slow to build up, and fury just makes it go faster. So, not one of them casts that on you that I've found so far. Yeah, that I've ever run into. There might be ones, but I probably have missed them, which does not surprise me any, because there's enemies I've missed out on when I first went through this game a lot. And I found some recently too that I had to go through to get them that I've fought before, but never did I ever get the limit break or anything, or not limit break, but enemy skill. I mean, not limit break. What the hell am I talking about there? I apologize about that stupid wording, but I mean is enemy skill, and I meant to say that, and I was just, again, I'm not scripted. Not that I believed it. I'm in a movie or anything. Again, I just hadn't, in other words, I hadn't planned on saying that. So anyway, we are still in the Temple of the Ancients, and I believe, yeah, that was the last chest in this entire area, and this is the very first beginning of the area of the ancient Temple of the Ancients. So, yeah, pretty much that's everything in this area. So what you want to do again, go over here, go run up to him again, and save. I know you seem like it's pointless to you, but trust me, it's worth it, because, you know, anyway. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move it by ourselves again. So we know that one led to another chest, but it was to the beginning area, which we needed to go there anyway. I forgot which door it was. See, it's also a good idea to do it anyway, so that you know which door, even if you do forget, because you probably will, but it's a good idea to remember to go every door, no matter which way you have to go. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to speed up a little bit, and yeah, that'll be our next one we're going to check out. It might be a dead end, or I think it's actually another way to come forward. So we're going to go ahead and proceed now. Yeah. And in case it is leading to somewhere else that we can't get to right now, we're also going to save state. So that's another reason why you want to save, just in case, because you want to make sure you get all these doors taken care of, because once you get to that point, you ain't going to be able to do anything else. It'll just have you lead forward when you're trying to go. It forces you. So, you know. Yeah, let's go back. Okay. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to move this by ourselves. Yeah. Forward. Okay. The next door is what we want to go to. You don't want to go into that door just yet. There is something we do need to go in there for, but I don't remember what it was. I think it's like an enemy skill that we may or may not already have, so I don't know. Anyway, we're going to proceed now, again, so we can mark off doors, and we can make sure that we get all the treasures in this area. And that's what we're going to do in this episode before we do that. And that guy actually has something that we need to get as well from him. So because we gotta chase that dude. So did I save state by the way already? I forgot. Okay, I'm gonna wait for this thing to move. Go on. Okay. I get a little hung up there. It's because I accidentally got water on this. It's exactly where we want to go to. Receive trumpet shell. I'm guessing that's for another character that we don't have in our party, but we're not going to worry about that right now. And I think it's probably for Kate Seth, if I'm not mistaken here. I know I'm going a little fast here, but I'm trying to locate it. I kind of have this a little bit messed up because I screwed up a little bit there. But it's alright, I can refix it up later. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it is. It's for K-Sith. So, you know, at least in this game you can tell. I mean, unlike in Final Fantasy IV, yeah, there were some items and I was like, is this equipment or what? So, you know. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and proceed again. Oh, if you're worried about that thing coming up and attacking you or anything, it won't. I mean, you can't even do nothing anyway with it until you've actually proceeded, and it don't do nothing anyway to you. It's just a map that tells you things. So again, yeah, you want to go ahead and basically talk to that guy again if you're doing this normally. So again, we're gonna go ahead and do this again. Yeah, we're gonna speed up a little bit. Yeah, that's good. We're gonna have the big arrow where we land at, and then we're gonna proceed. And want to make sure that you go ahead and save again because you're doing this normally. That way, it's set on where you need to go, and then make sure that if you screw up, which you probably will, you'll want to reset and make sure that you've got this on there. And then go and reset and make sure it's on there. That way, once you have this, you already can reload it again in case you fall off. And that way, you don't have to go through that whole mirage of stuff and going over and over. Oh, you mean I gotta do that all over? Yeah, you do if you don't have a save file of some sort. Yep, we're getting some treasures here. Received Mega Elixir. Again, don't bother with those because they're very, very real. I mean, real? Not real. They're very, very rare. They're very rare. If I can even speak. They're very rare. So, and you can't even hardly buy those. I would save those for like the last minute, like for like places. You know, again, okay, we're gonna go ahead and proceed normally. This time I actually am gonna save because we're getting close to the end here. And I'm not gonna rest up because I don't need to. So we're gonna save here, which is what I recommend you do. Like I said all along. I know I haven't actually been doing it all along, but that's because, again, I have save states, which I'm not worried about. But if you're doing this on console, which you probably don't want to do, again, this is what you want to do constantly. So we're getting close. So I'm also trying to make it of a habit because, reasons. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move it by myself again. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move that there. One more time for significance. Now, this may seem a little bit tedious, but this way also marks in case you forget. Remember correctly, yeah. Okay, so that's that there. We know that that's there. Okay, so, yeah, that's fine. It helps out just in case. Okay, so seeing as that we have just one more, again, you might be wondering why I'm saving on slot 2, because that's where I have it saved at. Plus, you don't actually have to say that. Actually, when I was first playing this many moons ago, I was using this first slot, and I think it only allowed me to do first slot, but I don't know what was going on there. But then again, that was in the beginning. Now I'm using slot 2, and because it's one of those games that you actually can do saving and loading from, unlike Suikoden. Suikoden is one of those games you actually have to do it from the memory card 1. And that's it. I mean, it's crazy. And I can't believe they allow that feature in there. Because, I mean, you can actually load a save file. I think... No, actually, no, you can't even... No, you can't even load a save file from the memory card 2, let alone save it from in the game of Suikoden. But I do know that, yeah, you can actually use it if you move it over to memory card slot 2, if you're going to load it up for, well, the next game. And I'll go over that when the time comes. Anyway. So like I said, make sure you save there. And, yeah. So we're going to go ahead and proceed now. Not proceed here, but we're going to proceed to do this one more time. Just one more. Well, sure, we could do that, but we're going to do this. Might be going faster here now, but let's do this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go up here and talk to this guy. Save, because we're to the last bit of this, and once we get that done, I'm going to end the video. I'm also doing it faster that way because it helps with the video. I mean, you can go ahead, you'll have to do it normally if you're recording this normally. I don't have a way to do this off the PlayStation anyway. But, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed now. Which is the X button, in case you're wondering. You always want to push X, depending on what your setup is. Like, if you're on a keyboard, you're probably going to have it probably separately done. So, yeah, let's do this. Yep. So that was that. Actually, I'm not going to end the episode until after I've, well, you know, basically fallen down the floor again, just because I can, even though there's no reason to do so. But I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll end it. I forgot I was going to do that, but don't worry. We will end it. Because now that we've done all the doors, pretty much, that one down, we will be going to the other one down below it, I think. That's where we need to go, to be honest. I'm not sure. But either way, so let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to wait till that thing comes up. Come on. I saved it just in case as well. That way I can load it back up here. Another reason why, a good reason to have save states is so you can just load it right there. You don't actually have to go through the whole maraude of having to push the button again. But you know. Yay! We fell again for no reason. And of course we're going into a battle, which makes no sense because there's not much here. I guess it just reactivates them anyway. So, but we don't need to do that because we've already been through that. It's just a battle that entraps you, kind of like sort of like a boss fight, but it's not really because you're really. The thing is, you could take down one enemy and escape from that. I'm thinking, not sure. I don't know. I never really tried it with that fight, but I know there's fights you can do that from. But in any case, this has been DaBLackKing Plays Final Fantasy 7. In the next episode, we will definitely go down that area because I believe there's some items we need in the area of. Well, let me just hang on a minute. Let's go ahead and set that up over here. So what we want to do is we'll go ahead and do this before we leave. So hang on a minute. I'll be by myself. Blah blah blah. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Actually, I'm gonna put this on fast beat. Okay. Yeah, it's that door right there we gotta go to. And then pretty much we'll check it out and then because we gotta follow that guy. But either way, that's what we're gonna do in the next episode of DaBLackKing Plays Final Fantasy 7. And at least we have it set up. So until then, later.